So the most important thing is that you meditate every day, even if it's for a very short time. Maintain that sense of continuity, because it's continuity that really tells in the long run. It's easy to get very inspired with meditation and to throw yourself into it and to meditate every day for a certain period of time, but to maintain that for months or years is another matter. Now, some people feel they're failures in meditation, so what does that mean? I think the only way to fail in meditation is to stop meditating. Other than that, you're successful. Maybe not as successful as you'd like to be, but you are successful in that you've managed to create the interest and the commitment and the patience to carry on with something which is not always very easy. Now, when is the best time for a meditation session? It's common in Buddhist countries for people to meditate before they go to sleep. And that's a very good calming technique. It means you probably won't have to use sleeping pills, and you'll sleep well. So it has benefits on a physical level, stress reduction level. But in terms of integration, integrating meditation experience and meditation skills into daily life, the problem is you wake up the next morning, it's like a new chapter in your life. There's no sense of continuity. So I'm not advocating you give up meditation before you go to sleep, but what's really important is first thing in the morning, because you've rested, you're fresh, you don't have very much going on in your mind. It's a really good time to meditate. So you get up in the morning, you do a few stretches, wash your face, or just prepare yourself, and then begin your meditation session. If you have a particular room or a particular corner of a room, a space which is devoted to chanting, meditation, or whatever, and in which you don't do anything else at all, psychologically that's very helpful, because just sitting in that space, in that place, helps you to focus on what you're doing. It is, I think, skillful to learn some of the basic Pali chants. Some of the important chants are translated into English, and you can find those on websites. And just to do a short period of chanting as a way of just focusing the mind, preparing the mind for the meditation. It doesn't, and that the length of time you spend on chanting depends on you whether you enjoy it or not. So remember, you should enjoy your meditation, because if you don't, you won't be able to keep it up for very long. So the idea is that you reach a point where you would consider missing your morning meditation on a par with missing breakfast, or even more tragic than missing breakfast. So before you meditate, just talk to yourself internally a little bit, just about what you're doing, why you're doing it, what your goals are, what are the possible problems and challenges that are likely to arise. So sometimes you don't need that, but sometimes otherwise you can waste a lot of time just sort of stray thoughts and sort of lack of clarity about what you're doing, a bit of fuzziness, which, particularly if you're pushed for time, is wasteful and unnecessary. So just come back. What am I actually doing here? What do I want to apply my mind to? What do I not want to apply my mind to? What do I need to be very careful about? For instance, early morning sleepiness, for instance, and then start to pass your attention from top of the head down through the body, and just say hello, say good morning to your body before you start, because your body is what you're using for meditation. And just a sense of basic well-being, sitting straight, sitting still, that sense of self-reliance, straight like a mountain, not straight like a rod, the sense of the balance between effort and relaxation. And then apply yourself to meditation object. And most important is your attitude to the meditation object. Don't think you've got to concentrate on it, or you've got to drive thoughts out of your mind. Don't get into a very sort of violent or oppressive sort of relationship with your meditation object. In the case of the breath, one analogy, this is an example of a way of looking at the breath. Imagine a doctor in a third world country with a great long line of patients waiting outside his cubicle, and he sees one patient, or she sees one patient at a time, and gives absolute attention to every single patient, without interest in whether they're rich, they're poor, whether they seem charming or seem difficult, irascible, or whatever. And so if you take one breath at a time and look at each breath as a doctor would examine each patient with absolute respect, absolute care, then you'll begin to get an idea of what it means to be with the breath, and your meditation will start to take off, I hope.